replay, we can replay
Yeah,
this, and, we can learn from this, even if, yeah, go ahead. I'm recording it.
that makes sense. All right. So there are two type of algae. There's a freshwater based algae, and then there's a marine based algae. The algae are responsible for 50% of the oxygen that we inhale today. Okay, they are just like plants. They take CO2 from the atmosphere, they take sunlight, and then they release oxygen. Okay, so if you're inhaling oxygen, 50% is coming from algae, right? They've been there for forever. Okay, so they're just like plants, right? So there are millions of different type of species, just like plants. There are million types of species, and the algae that produce very high protein content. Their algae produce very rich omega-3 oils. Their algae can produce bioplastic. The algae can produce biofever. There's so many use cases for algae. Okay, so what Seagrass has done is we basically built a technology that allows we call algae farmers, like agriculture's algae farmers, to grow any type of marine algae to produce value-added products. Okay, so just to give you a analogy, you take 100 grams of chicken. Okay, you take 100 grams of chicken. In that chicken, you have 30 grams of protein. If you take a chicken, okay, the same, you take 100 grams of this. There's an algae called one type of algae as spirulina. You take that, and then you check the protein content. It has 70 grams of protein. You see, it has a double the protein as the chicken. Okay, it's actually been approved by WHO to address the malnutrition around the world. Okay, as a food supplement. Okay, so it has a lot of potential. This type of algae, the use cases of products are being in the market for 30, 40 years. Okay, we're not doing anything new. All we're trying to do, we are trying to develop products sustainably, right? 99% of the products out there in the market today are freshwater based. Okay, they are competing with traditional agriculture, which means they need a land. Okay, they need water, and then rather growing like rice paddy fields, they grow algae. Okay, so what we are doing, we built a technology. It's a patented technology, and we are helping these algae farmers to grow marine-based algae. Because marine-based algae is a salinity. You can take seawater and grow algae on that. It's not easy, but it's doable, and that's something what we have done. And doing so, we solving three problems for our customers or algae farmers, right? First one is I mentioned earlier, sustainability, right? Some of our competitors who are producing products for last 30 years, they are multi-billion dollar corporations. They suck out 2 lakh liters of water every day to produce the products, right? And there isn't enough water everywhere. The people are looking for water, right? So what we're trying to do is we're taking the seawater and grow this, right? So we are addressing the sustainability problem with our technology. Number two, we're also solving the productivity problem. With our technology, the yield of growing any type of algae. I mean, so there are like 10 different species are in terms of, commercially available species. We've tested all the species, and we're able to increase the yield and also reduce the production cost for those type of algae. Number three, scalability. So today the algae farmers all over the world, okay, they have some special type of algae that's growing in that region because it's very specific to environment, because it depends on the temperature, difference of the locality, difference of the water type, what are the nutrients in the water type. Certain algae grow in one area. I can't just take algae from US and ship it to India and expect that to grow. Okay, it's just like plants, right? So it's very, very conducive to an environment. So there are a lot of algae farmers out in the world. They're just doing their own way of doing it because there isn't any technology involved. They just figure out, oh, it works for me. Is it scalable? Probably not. Is it profitable? Probably not. So those are the issues that our platform solves for them. Our goal is to be able to license our technology to algae farmers. That's our number one goal. Okay. So what Seagrass has done the last 4 years after the research filing a patent, we were trying to give this technology to some of the algae farmers. There are so many farmers around the world, and each of one of them are focusing on certain end product, consumer product. There's a company who does focus on carotenoids, natural carotenoids. So there's a component called beta carotene. So you get that color, orange and red color. People usually get that color from carrots or beetroots. Okay, carrots are only grown certain season of the year, not and then all they're trying to do is they extract the color, the carotenoids from that carrot. Okay, and then sell it to nutraceutical company. Nutraceutical companies are like natural supplements. So think about like natural coloring, right? Rather using synthetic coloring, which causes cancer and stuff, they use natural color from carrots. So that compared to carrot and one of the algae that we work with, that is 10,000 times better in terms of yield that we can get, right? And it can grow all through the year as opposed to 6 months of the year. So naturally, all the nutraceutical company were extracting value-added components from plants or our customers. Okay, so tell them, hey, you're getting from this plant, carrot, right? So you can extract the same component, probably 10,000 times better from this species.
Correct.
Okay, so that's our pitch. So any nutraceutical company is our customer. Okay, so what we have done is when we try to go sell this technology, ask them to license it, they told us, oh, this is great. You have a patent. That's awesome. Can you show how it works? Can you actually demonstrate your technology? So what we have done is we built a pilot facility. Okay, it's a $500,000 facility close to the seashore. Again, we need seawater. Remember, we can't just take a fresh water, right? It needs to be close to the ocean, close to the Indian Ocean. And we built this facility, spending a lot of money because you need to have electricity, all those things. And then everything was done to do a proof of concept. So we selected, there are so many marine microalgae. We picked one of the algae, which is very, very challenging, very difficult to grow. There's only 4 companies in the world successful growing this commercially. Okay, so we are one of the first company in Southeast Asia to do this successfully. Okay, at the pilot scale. Okay, pilot scale. The goal was to show people that our technology works, that we can do this. No one has done it in India, as an example, right? There are people doing it in Spain. There are people who have done it in Israel. There's people who have done it in Australia. We are the next one. Okay. So we built the facility. We showed people that it can be done, and we got some of the richest ingredient after the growing their algae. We showed to people, and they are very excited. So now there are 2 set of people. The people who wanted to license our technology. And we have people all over the world. Oh, I want to use your technology to grow because it's addresses sustainability, productivity, and scalability, right? And there are also customers, that are nutraceutical customers. They're asking us, hey, this is great. You do, I don't know, we can do about 2,000 kilos, 2 tons per year. They're saying, oh, I want 50 tons. 2 tons is not going to be enough. I need more. The issue that we have today, as we speak, is the supply, not the demand. Supply is an issue. So what we are doing is there are 3 domains or revenue streams that company is focusing on. Okay, the first one is to be able to expand our facility. We're raising money and all that. We have about 2,000 kilos of product that we are generating. Again, that's only one product. We have registered the product called Sea Carotene. That's our brand. We registered a brand that we are selling it through our website. Okay, that's the first product, and it's focused on carotenoids, natural carotenoids. There are a lot of synthetic beta carotene is being used in pharmaceutical application, because carotenoids in general as a great antioxidant components. Okay, but natural as it can absorb the current beta carotene much faster naturally than the synthetic. So okay, that's the, we can provide all the information for your team to sell it. First one. We also have two more other products. One is a protein focused product. Other one is the omega-3, the fish oil product. You probably heard people have fish oil for heart health, right? For the omega-3 oil, right? But it has a bitter taste, the smell. Mm-hmm. The fish actually gets the oil by eating algae. And we take, what we're trying to do, we cut down the middleman, in this case, the fish, and trying to take the oil directly from the algae. That's what we're doing. Okay. So the three products that we sell, in our facility, through our pilot facility, about 2,000 kilos we can do every year. So the first market request is your team is to help me promote the three product plan: C carotene, C protein, and C lipid. Those are three products, and we have a online Shopify store where people can place an order and they will get shipped. Okay, that's the first one. Mm-hmm. Okay, from a product standpoint. Sure. The second one is the technology that we patented that also has multiple steps. There's a step for cultivation, there's a steps for harvesting, there's a step for processing. We have all the three steps to grow, cultivate, harvest, and process, and ship the product. The product is a raw material. We're not doing any extraction. It's just a raw powder. What people do, the couple of species, they can actually eat it directly. And there's one species they can't eat directly. They need to go through certain more process. The nutraceutical company, they know what they need to do to get the component out. Okay, so we're not in the extraction business. We are just selling the raw powder. Okay. The second revenue stream for us, through the process patent, the harvesting patent. So we built a technology that basically think about like a waste water treatment. So there are a lot of industrial waste coming out of different industries, right? Like food industry and things like that, right? Mm-hmm. So using our technology, so we provide what we call is a flocculation. So basically it's a liquid to solid separation technology. Mm-hmm. It is part of our patented one. So what they can do is, so let me give you a use case. One of the customer that we work with. So these people actually produce a juice. It's like a strawberry juice, like a packed juice. Okay, in India. So they have an issue. The waste coming out of the manufacturing, the food processing facility, has a very high salinity. They wash the fruit as a papaya based. They wash the fruit with high sodium, salt, and then they have a wastewater coming in. That water is, because of high salinity, and the pollution people are saying you're not supposed to dump this water, okay, in the ground because it has a lot of chemicals. They hired us to see if we can do, separate the waste from the water. So what we have done is we use this harvesting flocculants that we also sell off of this website, flocculation called C-Floc. That's a product name. And what it does, it separates the bad chemicals out of the wastewater, and then separates the high salinity water. In that water, using our marine algae technology, we are growing algae. Now think about it. They're releasing the waste. Mm-hmm. We are growing algae. It brings a circular economy, right? And they can sell the product that's coming out of the wastewater. So we're helping those type of people on the wastewater management. So we have projects happening all over the world. These are waste management companies. They don't know what to do. They can't just dump it because they are running into problems with the government agencies. So they're working with us to remove the bad chemicals out of the water and then use the water to grow some type of value-added product, circular economy. That's the second product that we have. The third is a consultancy. So if you go to Google search today, you do algae consultancy. So we are kind of top in the list. Okay. The Seagrass technology goal is, we think, I'm not sure how much you know, there's a term called synthetic biology. So people they are software, like gene editing software that basically allows you to change the DNA of a person. A lot of advanced things are happening. Okay. So synthetic biology was formed 10, 12 years ago to solve the climate change issue, right? They looked at what are the biology stuff they can focus on that will solve, one, the climate issue, cutting down the carbon emission. Okay. Two, the sustainability. How do I sustainably produce foods for the next 7 billion people? Three, how do I cut down the environmental waste? Okay. When I look at all these problems, algae fits perfectly. Okay. Even fourth one is the biofuel. So think about, there are, you can create a biofuel from algae, that is carbon, emission free, right? So when you look at algae, so they realize the synthetic biology is, kind of, algae would be a great solution to solve all these climate issues, what's happening in the world.
Sure.
Right. So, so now the algae, there's a lot of people actually, went in to do a business on consulting side of the providing services, because we know the how the species work, right? So we wanted to promote algae. So we just launched 6 months ago. We were not planning on doing consulting at all. We just launched 6 months ago. These are people actually calling us. So these are necessarily like oil and gas industry, as an example. Okay. These are big, Fortune 100 corporations. Remember, a lot of companies, a lot of countries signed the Paris agreement to cut down the carbon emissions, right? This microalgae platform that we developed is a carbon negative, because we take carbon dioxide in to grow, right? It's a carbon negative. So these corporations are talking to us and say, listen, we have to cut down the emission in 2-3 years because we'll get fined. Okay. So they are trying to buy carbon credit. I'm not sure how much you know about carbon credit that's happening around the world. People are, if I'm not able to, my technology is a carbon, positive, then I can get a credit from other companies.
Correct.
Okay. So that's happening in not only in the EV charger, electric car like Tesla, it's happening in other markets too, like food processing everywhere. So we launched this carbon credit, exchange program with our prospects, where so they are coming to us and say, I am releasing this carbon dioxide, some version of carbon dioxide, in the atmosphere. So I need to cut down that, right? So we looked at many other technology. Obviously, other technologies are very expensive. The capex is too much, right? And you can't really prove it works. So they are working with us. What they're saying is this: listen, you have hundreds of acres of land. You have a pilot plant. We will send you this carbon dioxide, right? In a tank, and use that. Try to grow any type of marine algae. The algae that takes the more of our CO2, the emissions, is better for us, because we want to get rid of this, right? So we will buy carbon credit from you, and then you can develop products out of it, and you can sell it. We don't need your product at all. All we need is, we need to cut down the emission, right? So that's where we're doing a consulting side of the business. So there are 3 segments: product, wastewater. Third one is the consulting, right? If you do algae consulting today, we go search in Google, we are top in the list, because there isn't anyone doing it today. So the company goal is to be, we want to be what Tata has done, TCS has done for software consulting. We want to be like algae consulting. Why is a big deal? Algae has all those capabilities, or to address the challenges, and it's a perfect time with with there's a climate change issue happening around the world with the flood and fire and all these things, and people are looking for an alternative technology. And Seagrass is the first company actually proven that. They have filed a patent, they've shown the product, because 99% of the companies doing today are extracting product from fresh water and they're selling product. They're not focused on providing consulting, right? So these are like 30-year company. They don't want to share their technology because they're so paranoid about, keeping it under wrap, protect their interest. And we are just opening everything up, and we want to share as much as possible and license our platform. That's our goal. So let me stop here. Any questions?
No, I think all of this is music to my ears. You're like, doing something very similar to a company that, that I am a part of, more like a co-founder, where we are at a very, very similar stage. So everything that you're saying, right, is I'll send you the links for these company. We are also currently working for that company as well. So you might, find a lot of correlation with that. So what we do is we take the crop waste, from anything, rice husk, coffee husk. So we have a deal with Cafe Coffee Day. We have a deal with Kurlon, who does coir, in their mattresses. So we take all the farmers' waste, the waste. India alone produces 500 million tons of crop waste every year.
Right.
So we take that as a supply, and then we create a bioplastic. Yeah. So we create, not really, I shouldn't call it a bioplastic. It's a biocomposite, right? So we are able to, let's say 1 kg of plastic lets out 2.7 kg of carbon dioxide equivalents. Our 1 kg, it's exactly the same thing. So our 1 kg pellet, whatever we produce, our raw material, we are able to take the 2.7 kg of CO2 to zero. So which means, let's say if you're a Lego manufacturer or a toy manufacturer, we can make you carbon net zero by simply replacing your plastic, whatever plastic that you're using, with our biocomposite, right?
Okay.
We've been in business for last 6 years, of which 5 years is R&D. We have a pilot plant in Bangalore. We are able to produce around 1,500 tons a year. We are currently raising money. We even with our 1,500 tons a year, we've been able to hit a $2 million revenue.
That's awesome.
Because and just with a very few customers, because we were more interested in proving the idea with 2 or 3 large clients rather than doing it with 100 small clients. So even though we have piloted, and we've, like, for example, Bacardi serves their alcohol in our glasses these days. Our glasses are 100% made of biocomposite. We are making toothbrush, 100% bamboo toothbrush. We are making we are making a whole range of retail products which we are selling it through a brand called EHA, EHA.eco. And we have another thing called Spectralite, which is the B2B thing, where we supply the raw material to, let's say, Renault, Ford, to make their automotive components for their interiors, etc., etc. We are supplying the same to the likes of Kurlon to make their chairs, biocomposite chairs, all at 100% carbon net zero equivalent, right? So it's been a decently successful story. Again, we are hugely committed to sustainability and circular economy, because I think it's where I think we really need, and we are able to try to do that with the excess that is available in different countries. So, for example, this is just with the India's production, right? We will be able to supply to nearly half of the world's needs. Just with one country's waste.
Wow.
So we are not even trying to go really high, but we are raising money. We are raising $3 million to build again, just like your case. Our demand and supply are so good. What we are really struggling is production, and unfortunately, production is not a very sexy topic, right? You go to venture capitalists and ask money for production, they laugh at you, because nobody wants to fund a manufacturing company or a production company. They ask whether our technology can be licensed. Why do you want to produce? Just give it away to all those big producers and make money. They want like digital money. They don't want physical. But we are a bit adamant, because because this is very it's a hardcore IP. The ability to take crop waste and make it into a biocomposite. Especially in an environment like India, it's very easy to just lose it completely. So even with the IP, and everything else in place. So we are very clear about we owning the production 100%, and we are happy to lease our technology. For example, we have a AI powered formulation. For example, you can go to the website. We are just having it slightly, it's a bit raw, but our idea is, let's say if you are let's say a toy manufacturer from China, and if you go and say, okay, this is the toy I manufacture, this is the kind of plastic that I use today, this is what I have in plenty, we will recommend, what is the best crop equivalent, right? Is it better to do that in bamboo, or is it better to do that in coir or coffee? So for example, Cafe Coffee Day, we are producing all of their coffee cups using coffee rust, right?
I see.
It's almost like, their cups smell like coffee.
It's a circular economy for them, for people who love coffee.
Exactly. And they're trying to sell it as a eco-friendly coffee cups, etc., right? For a huge margin. So
Anis, what's the name of the company you were talking about? What's the name?
I'll send you everything. Don't worry about it. It's called Spectalite.com is the B2B entity, and Eha.eco is the B2C entity.
Okay. All right. I'll check it out.
The good news is, we are raising funds right now, and we are using StepUp to do that actually. So using StepUp, in fact, Kesha is the one who's doing this. He's there in the call today. We are reaching out to 1,000+ venture capitalists. First, we've started that in India. We've got enormous response already. So we are thinking whether we should reach out in Europe and US. We have the next 1,000 in Europe and next 1,000 in US. Mainly because, the RBI regulations in terms of, bringing in foreign money means, all sorts of difficult, audit requirements, etc., in India. So if we are able to raise that money in India, then we will not do the US and Europe rounds. But if you get, let's say, a company like, say, I don't know whether you know these companies like Stora Enso, which is a $10 billion company in Europe, or let's say Dow Chemicals, or one of these big giants, if they want to invest, then we would be open to that, because we are keen to, sort of partner with these guys at an early stage like this, because our products could become their supply.
Right. Absolutely.
For a Pepsi and Coke, could be using ours to do their, thing, or Lakme or Nivea or one of these, LMS can use our product for all their, beauty containers, right? So we are going very specific, and StepUp.one is the one which is raising the that initial, I told you, right, social selling. So we identify the top 1,000 people, we create the message, we create the video, the fundraising video, the fundraising message, and we shoot it to everybody. First, we start with LinkedIn, then Twitter, then emails.
I see.
Right? It's like carpet bombing. We cannot be ignored. So it's terrific. The results are unbelievably good actually so far. But it all depends on, just don't get me wrong, you will see the kind of quality that I'm talking about. I'll share all the videos with you and you will see the quality. See, just to be brutally honest with you, right? What you are telling is all music to my ears. But if somebody goes to your website, right, that is not coming out at all, or any of your social media channels, doesn't tell the story that you have just now told me.
I see.
Right? The credibility, the research, the R&D, it's not obvious if your face is taken away, right? And just if some third party just visits your website, it doesn't look like a credible company that has all these great, thing behind. So it's important to do, paint your house, just before you start selling it, right? You need to make it like look sparkling inside and outside, right? And that's what we, you should take a look at. I feel I think I may be able to show you the before and after. So if you go to spectralite.com website right now, the way it looks right now and the way it was looking 1 year ago, the company was making $2 million in revenue, but their website was looking like shit. you understand, right?
I understand.
I
understand.
Because the first thing we did was removed anything to do with India. Like if you go to your website, go bottom, it actually puts the entire address of your company. Who wants to know your address? Right? First thing is we get rid of that. Basically, nobody needs to know that it is in Chennai or it is in India or it is anywhere. It should look like the company was cooked in Silicon Valley. It's not like I'm trying to tell you that only companies in Silicon Valley are useful, right? All I'm saying is it should look like that. Okay. As a matter of fact, you have a pilot production facility in Chennai. That's okay. You understand, right?
No. So for me, Anis, that's a great. First of all, I appreciate your feedback. I literally registered the Seegas Technology USA Inc. just 5 months ago, because we just received a patent late of last year, and we were doing pilot with few of customers here in Portland, one in Texas. So I wasn't, I wasn't ready to until I get all because I'll be the one doing all the work, because I work for another company, so I just wasn't ready to, to create all a brand new pitch. So it was a process, but I hear you what you're saying, and this is something on my mind. Being in Silicon Valley, in fact, I wasn't planning on. I am the first investor in Seegas Technology 5 years ago. Okay, I invested. I'm not only the managing director. My background is electrical engineering, and nothing to do with the biology algae. Okay, I just connected through my friend who's my childhood friend, and we decided to do this in the facility, because when tsunami hit back in 2002, the area where we grew up was affected pretty bad. The lands were become non-arable, right? So we want to do something. My partner, Dr. Swami, he has PhD, has worked everywhere. We want to do something, and we are very particular on doing it from where we grew up. So we did this, right? We don't know whether it's going to work or not, but then you kind of peeling the onions. That's all about entrepreneurship, right? You figure out the process, right? Until 6 months ago, we were going to sell product. Now things have changed, and as we get more and more people are talking to us about using microalgae platform as a carbon credit. So we're just, and it's, so I agree with you. There's a lot of has to be done in the website standpoint, because I'm more focused on, in fact, we literally updated some of the content just 2 weeks ago. If you would have seen we added, we added the.
Look, don't get me wrong. That's why I knew that I could tell you this, because I normally don't. I could be a little bit more polished and just walk you. But honestly, it's not even about the website, right? Even before we made the website better, we made all of his social media channels, you know, like Sing. If you go to our Instagram or our Facebook or our LinkedIn, you will see the quality of those, because, you know, not many people are really bothered about how your website looks, because your website, you can pay like $1 million to a great developer and create an amazing website, right? But to get a social media standing, right, with rich media, with rich content, with rich comments, you know, a thriving thing is a proof that you are a very credible company.
I see.
You see, because credibility doesn't come through websites. Website is, you know, your money. You know, you can buy a credible website,
That's
but you cannot easily buy a, you know, you cannot easily buy, you know, something. Okay, number two. So you can definitely, you know, I mean, there is so much common that we can, you know, learn from each other. That you know, it's amazing. In fact, just now I put something for him where he is my friend is the chief executive, and he was spending enormous amount of time prospecting. Like some 10 guys from Europe and 20 guys from US will just shoot out a mail, say, I like your product, you know, I want to know more. That's it. Now, every day he was getting something like 5-6 emails like this. Now you can imagine the chief executive of the company, which I think either you or, you know, your friend Swami, if you have to respond to 5 emails a day, right, with anything, let's say it's even a small deck and that you need to send it, right, then another set of questions will come. Oh, I'm doing this, I'm very excited about this is what. Okay, what we did, we completely, you know, obliterated this process. Let me just show you, you know, you'll really love it. Can you see my screen actually?
Yes, I see it.
So just, this is like a month ago, we just obliterated the entire, you know, process. So so this is how the website looks now. Obviously it used to look very different. See, we just put this one button, explore. Okay, I mean, that's the only button that I wanted, you know, there's nothing else. So you click, if let's say the same guy from the US and the UK, you know, who's asking like 20 iterations, right, back and forth, like, oh, I have this, you know, do you have that, you know, then finally they will say, okay, send me a 1 kilogram sample.
Right.
Finally, after 20 emails. Right. Obviously, these are very credible companies. Otherwise, you know, we'll cut them off in the first email itself. These are very credible, large, you know, serious companies. They're not playing with us, right? So what we did, we reduced, you know, I would say like, I don't know, thousands and thousands of emails by putting this one button, where if you click this button, you know, it basically asks, so what do you want to do today? Or how can we help you today? Right? And then it says, okay, that guy says, okay, I need carbon negative material. I mean, I don't know whether this is small for you or you can see this.
No, I can see it. That's good. Yeah.
I need a carbon negative material. Oh no, I'm looking for a packaging. I'm looking for products. Oh, I have an idea. I want to develop the product. Okay. Or, you know, I want to know why you guys are saying, you know, AI and blockchain, you know, what is, how can I use in circular economy, you know, AI and blockchain? No, I'm just looking for some general information. So basically, you know, all kinds of things are there. Let's say this guy wants a carbon negative material. He clicks on that. Then we ask him, okay, which industry you're from? You're from automotive or construction or consumer, or what are you, right? So let's say he creates consumer goods. Then we say, okay, what kind of products you do? Rigid, semi-flexible, or flexible? So let's say that guy says rigid. Then we say, okay, what do you want to do? You normally, you know, your products has to be recycled or it needs to be naturally broken down. Let's say that guy says, you know, recycled. Then we ask him, okay, which one of these materials do you currently use that you're looking? It's literally chemistry, like you said. Is it ABS or polyamide, or, you know, I don't know, right? So let's say that ABS. Okay, what would you, okay, thanks for all these things, you know, help me find suitable grades. So this is where our AI kicks in. Okay, you see, we are not even letting that guy go. You know, when I said 20 times, this has come from 6 years of, you know, 1,000 questions every month, right? And then we ask him, how do you manufacture the product? Is it injection molding or blow molding, thermoforming? Then we say, okay, thermoforming. Then we ask, I mean, you know, typically, right? People say, oh no, what the hell are you doing? You know, so, by this time,
you know, I think what you're doing is you really qualifying the lead. So I mean, if I am not really interested, I'm just trying to goose around the website. I might just, yeah, you will leave, right? If you ask too many questions. But if the guy who's answering all this question, you know he's exactly really qualified. He's interested.
Exactly. No, that's what, you know, because this is not one of those basic industries. It's a hard, biocomposite is a material science, you know, it's not like some, you know, playground, right? And then he choose this, and then he choose, you know, so if he choose white color, we'll reject him. Or, you know, if he say transparent, we'll say, no, we can't do transparent. Because, you know, we can't do transparent, right? So say black color, you know, less than 0.5, you know, prominently visible, you know, which kind of a thing that you want, bamboo, whatever. And then we take his name. Once he submits it, he will get a result back into his, you know, thing. So basically, we have built one mega, you know, workflow to remove these people. And now we are getting like 1 or 2 leads a day, and they are like, you know, laser guided precision missiles. You know, it's like it almost always leads to a nice, you know, commercial
opportunity. Yeah.
So just, I'm just showing you. See, look at this, right? You know, usually people go crazy. You know, it's against all the normative, you know, things. You know, you don't ask your client so many questions, right? But this has worked really, really well for us. And similarly, I mean, I can just show you, you know, it's easy for you to now, you know, explore everything else. You know, what we do in materials, what we do in services, it's exactly the same thing. So, you know, we have 2 materials, we have, you know, other services, we have products, we have, you know, it's very, very similar to your world, which is why I was like, just laughing at the back of my mind, you know, it's like, it's almost similar. You know, to whatever we're doing, right? So, so look, you know, coming back, right? I think, you know, I'm just trying to see where is the maximum value that you really need right now, you know, because timing is also really important, right? You know, you don't want to start, you know, on something that you really don't read immediately, you know,
right?
So you talked about 3 things, right? One is, you know, products. Actually, you know, I would say 4 things, right? You also need funding. So, you know, one is your products, and the second thing is, you know, the waste management. Basically, it's almost like partnerships. You know, let's call them partnership, right? Product, selling products, selling partnerships, and selling consultancy. Right, you know, these are the 3 things, and 4th is, you know, getting funding, right? You know, 4th thing. Like now, if I ask you a brutal question, right? So, is funding? You know, I know you're already working, so you know, maybe you're, you know, funding it yourself. But is funding going to be really an important thing? You know, because in my other company, funding is the most important thing right now. So we stopped. So we were like having like tens of people marketing and selling, tens of people. We had, you know, different people in different countries. So one person dedicated for France, one person dedicated for, you know, just California. Okay, so we had like dedicated people hitting each you know, markets differently, right? But we have now you know, completely put a U-turn and, you know, put all effort in funding. Right, because you know, that's the beauty of you know, thing, right? You know, you have to be careful in, especially, you know, you can have the best product in the world, but unlike you know, this is like sunk, you know. So we've already invested, you know, $3-4 million. You know, we have already, you know, sunk 6 years of our, you know, life. So it's a lot more, you know, I mean, it's a ship which needs to continuously sail. Right.
Right. So let me answer your question, Anis. I think we are actually not seeking to raise money right now, because just like you, we were confident that even last year, if the COVID wasn't that bad, we were going to hit the $2 million revenue, and that will break even for us. There'll be no debt for company, right? And I'm not interested in diluting my shares, and because I thought we have come to this far. The only reason I started looking into funding open to it is these are all like prospects and customers that we connected. They hear about our pitch. They ask us. These are some of our customers. Actually, these are like CFSs. They do over $1 billion revenue. They're based in Mumbai. They are listed in the Mumbai Stock Exchange. They're interested in our product. They came visit our facility and they told us, "Oh, this is great, but guess what? The 210 is not going to be enough for me. I need minimum 15, 20 tons." I said, "Well, we're raising money. Would you be interested?" I said, "Yes." So those type of customers, we are not really putting a program out together, reaching out to all the VCs yet, because I'm right. So that's the primary reason.
Let's keep that aside then. Okay. I mean, that's good, right? Because I think it's really important, when you're raising money, right? You need to be at your house has to be in such good order. Your order book, because nobody is going to give you money unless,
right.
It's not just about social media. You can pass. You can paint right. Your house, right. Outside, inside. You don't have to open your kitchen or your bathroom and show it to people. But venture right. Capitalists will, flush your toilet. Right. They will rip everything apart and smell everything inside, right?
That's true.
So, so it's good that, you have that clarity. So let's keep that aside. So in these three things that you're having in mind, products, I'm thinking one, what we could do is obviously, choose one channel and start the basics of marketing, so basically what I mean is, you need to be in the flow, basically, you need to be putting out your original content, right? That's really important. Your original content needs to go, and you should also be sharing, content relevant to your industry, sustainability, biocomposites, algae. Any bloody guy puts something to do with algae, you should be the first one to be putting it out.
Right. We are not doing that right now. That's something I really need help with. Yeah. Just for
No, but we have to be careful. We have to do both. We have to have original content like Dr. Swami or you, at least right. one a week, just one, because it's really important. Even if it is just a bloody picture of your marine algae growing, somewhere, or factory right. in an angle, it needs to be right. Continuously coming, right? We can't ignore that, number one. But what we will do, we'll just beautify that slightly. We'll get a picture, we'll get, put some hashtags, this, that, and we'll keep on posting it on behalf of you, right?
Okay.
Number one. Number two, we'll also go all over the world and find, relevant content, right? For whatever hashtags, the hashtag algae consulting, hashtag algae. Algae is not, going to be like trending in Twitter. So we'll have to find the right kind of things and, right. put it out there, right? Number two.
Right. Right.
So these are some things that, definitely we can help you with, right? That's on the marketing side, right? Broadly, social media marketing. But what I would honestly tell you is that we should do something substantial on the selling side also. Especially, I'm not sure, you have to be really honest with me, like which business, products, consulting, and that third partnership, right? Which business packs the punch from a B2B perspective, right? Sometimes I feel even products pack the punch, contacting all the bio vitamin guys, or any bloody guy in the world who's doing this, but they will only buy from you if you are FDA approved or some shit, right? You have to be approved by some five big like
not necessarily. I mean, so we are we could get it's organic certified, but we could get this USDA organic certification. There's a EcoCert for Europe. There are specialized certification that you need to get.
Yeah. Anyway, no. Prakash, let's not get there. Let's come back, right? What I'm saying, Prakash, is, out of these three, right? Because you have to imagine these three are very different.
Correct.
Target audience for consulting is different. Right. Target audience for partnerships is different.
Right, Anis, I think the purpose of reaching out to you guys is to create some kind of a brand recognition, and I really want you guys to focus on the product that we have today. The three products that I have. I have this online store, right? Help me promote that online store and the products, right? That's all I want right now. I don't have like multiple things on my mind. So we are doing pretty decently on the services side. There are some large projects going on the waste management, large project on services. Help me on the product side. And if you guys can pull together, I'm open to do a selling too, but I just walk me through the process with you, right? And, I just wanted to, the purpose of this is to kind of explore, what can you guys do for me, right? And I'm very focused on, I don't have like multiple ideas, just one idea. Help me do a selling.
That is really good. That's really good. So, let's then focus on products, because that's what I want to know. I want to cross out everything, because my aim is also that, I don't want to deal with many things. I like
Correct.
the four things that you have articulated, but we need to narrow down and go deep on one thing, right? So I'm really, cool about what that's exactly what I'm also driving, right? So let's take products, right? So you got three products, okay? And we will try to drive the marketing for those products, from your channels, okay? That's number one, that we will do as a primary thing, okay? But what I'm also suggesting is, for those three products, it'll be good to knock on the doors of the companies that might need those products as their, supply, whatever those companies are. What we could do, I don't know whether, I can show you a little bit right now how to identify those companies. We use LinkedIn to identify those companies. Right.
Yeah, just one, Anis, just one thing. So there are actually four products. If you go to the Shopify store, there are four products there. So the products that are out in the Shopify store, the online store, is what I want you guys to promote. Okay. So nothing. So those are the actual products we manufactured today.
Yeah. No, I get that, right? So when you say that, right? So who's able to buy this? Anybody across the world is able to buy, or?
Yeah, so the interesting part is that there are B2C. There are people like consumers also buying the product from our website. Okay, but our target is primarily on B2B market. These are nutraceutical companies. Any company who's focused on nutraceutical market, like a natural coloring market. So, for example, there are companies who do food testing. They work with this big.
Sorry, 1 second. Just be with me, because I think I'll just start showing you something so that whatever you speak, I'm able to capture. So the screen that you're seeing is basically the screen that we use to find our clients. Okay, so let's take just so that it's easy. Let's take India as a geography first. Ideally it will be global, but let's take India as a geography, and within India, the industry that you're talking about will definitely not be there. It will be a sub-industry or a sub-sector within the, let's say, the food or the pharma industry, right? Because it'll be the food supplements, right? Food production or food,
food and beverage, food supplements, yes.
Or I'll take the food also, because tell me, do you know a big company in India who possibly does this today?
So look for CFS. Calmain CFS. It's a publicly traded company in Mumbai. I mean, in India. CFS.
Okay. Just tell me CFS India, is it?
Right. CFS India.
CFS India. Can you?
It's a Calmain Food Science. So let me
expand it actually. Calmain Food. Lacto, no, not this one. Is the spelling right? Calamine, is it?
Yeah, so just one second.
Yeah, I got it. Calamine Food India. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Calamine Food India. Why the hell is Calamine Food India? Calamine Foods, is it?
Yeah, just 1 second. I'll give you the website. It's 1 second.
This is saying.
1 second.
Tell me the name of the other thing that you said. Nutra. What is it called? NU.
So nutraceuticals. Nutra. It's like a pharmaceutical called nutraceuticals.
Okay, nutraceuticals. Got it. Nutraceuticals. Okay, got it. Okay. Right. Which other than okay. They're all the nutrition companies, right? So
exactly. These are food supplement companies, nutraceutical companies.
They will all come under food, right? They'll all come under pharma actually.
Okay.
I'll add pharma also. And this thing is called what? Calamine. Were you able to find
1 second. Yeah. So I'm trying to find their website name. Just 1 second, Suresh. Okay, so CamLin FS. So CAMLIN FS. Let me give you send the message to you in the group.
FS.
Yeah,
got it. CamLin Fine Sciences. Got it. This is the one.
Fine Sciences. Yeah, that's the one. So that's the one. So I can give you a few other names. There's a company called Vidya, like Vidya Herbs. There's a company called Vidya Herbs. There's a company.
No, don't worry. So we've got it. No, I just want to make sure our search. So basically, if you look at the search, right, we are able to contact 23 people in CamLin Fine Sciences, within India. I'm just trying to say where this CamLin Fine Sciences is actually coming. Just give me 1 second.
Sure.
Because it's CamLin Fine Sciences. Okay, yeah, it must be one of these, one of these three. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Yeah, tell me another name. Any other name?
So we are talking to these 4 companies right now in India. So there's CamLin Fine Sciences. We have another company we're talking to is Vidya Herbs. Vidya Herbs. You can search it. It's a nutraceutical company based in Bangalore. And we're also talking to Sami, like SAMI, Sami Labs. Okay. Almost all of them have branches here in Newark, New Jersey, and they have manufacturing facility in Bangalore. And then there's a company called Dianetis. So these are companies we're talking to. The one company I'm trying so hard into getting into, right? I forget the name of the company. So they do a lot of synthetic beta carotene. Like there's a synthetic component they use, and they sell it to pharmaceutical companies. So I'm also focused on those companies too, because they can use natural product from us rather using synthetic, because it's good for the human health as opposed to synthetic version.
Okay, got it. Now let me do, that is also another good way to actually do this actually. Just if I go with what is it called? Synthetic,
yeah. Synthetic.
Beta carotene, is it?
Beta, yeah, beta carotene.
I'm just trying to look at, how many places, this is coming. So if I look at India, it's a very few places. So, but if I look, something is not right. Okay. Okay. No, I was just trying to experiment, what is the thing. So this whole
no. So Anis, what I can do, we have some for the SEO, for the search engine optimization. We have like 50 keywords that we found very successful. Okay. And I'll share those keywords to you, and you can use those keywords for your filtering and stuff and find out where they belong.
Yeah. No, that'll be really cool, because see, these are the very simple ways in which we actually go. So one is that thing, right? What is that thing? CamLin, not Calamine. Okay, CamLin Fine Services. So if I put CamLin Fine Services, okay, there are That's interesting. Actually, there are 260 people in Camlin Find Services. Okay, just taking one example. Okay, let's just play along on this thing, right? Now, the person that you need to be talking to in this is obviously the
Anis, I'm talking to Suresh Joseph, and I know him very well. He is our contact. And the top is a general manager.
This guy, Suresh, right? Okay.
That's guy. Yeah, I'm talking to him. He visited our facilities. He's in my contact in WhatsApp. Okay. So I just want to give you a reference, right? So I want to find, just like them, I want to find other companies for me as a prospect, right? That's what I'm looking for.
I agree. So I'm thinking, so obviously, that's a good place to start, but what I will do, not for maybe Camlin, because I don't want to burn bridges with Suresh. What I would typically do.
What's one more keyword? Sorry, Anish, to cut you off. You see the Dr. C.N. Bhagavan? You see that guy?
Yeah.
So he's the head. So Suresh works for him. He also visited our facility 3 weeks ago. So if you look at his name, right, all this nutraceutical stuff I'm talking about, anything with microalgae, they all come under health and wellness division. Yeah. And I'm seeing a trend, all the big corporations, they have this new division they call wellness, health and wellness, because it's a natural product, right? You're not using any synthetic chemicals, right? So I see more and more people are using health and wellness there, and and big companies are doing that already. So so that may be a keyword for your team to look for in other prospects.
No, absolutely. So the way I do this, right, I know it would be very hard for us to. So we will carpet bomb everybody. We don't leave Suresh or Bhagavan, right? We will definitely reach out to everybody, but typically we choose the senior people. We start with the CEOs, right? If there is anybody who's at the very top, then we go to the VPs. Okay. Then we go to the directors, then we go to the senior people. Okay, so these are the four thing. So we would have, if you take, I'm just showing you all these as an example. In your case, we will cross this out. We'll not even reach out to Camlin, because Camlin is already somebody that you're working with. We shouldn't jeopardize, the working relationship, right? So we will, but this is a great example so that you are able to relate to what we are trying to do.
Right, understand.
Okay. So Camlin, we go with CXO, director, seniors, and vice president. There are 130 of them. We would not try to hard sell to them, but we would try to showcase a video of, what you do in micro. It should almost be like educational, like it's a science offering, for increasing their own language in the world of, how do you combine, wellness and sustainability. So we are we are working for the two most important disciplines of health and wellness and sustainability to come together to deliver the punch, right? And then we will reach out to every one of these people here, okay, and just put it over there. So if it is like a hard sell, that's a bad thing to do. But you're trying to create an awareness, you're trying to create content, you're trying to do it, So this is what is just an example. So just to show you, okay.
So you guys primarily use Sales Navigator, is that right, Anis?
Yes. We only use Sales Navigator, not primarily.
Okay.
Normal LinkedIn is useless for us because we can't find the right guys, we can't talk to the right guys. So just so that you see what I'm just showing you. So this is one of our clients, like Eric, Eric Van Haren, right? So if you look at his profile, so we're working on him on a number of projects. Okay, I'm just showing you the thing, right? So for example, one of the things that we are working is like this, right? So if you go down, wait, let me go to Sales Navigator. So I'll show you a few things. So for example, so this is his company page. Okay, in LinkedIn, he has got a company page, and we post So we created this logo, we created, so if you look at this post, okay, he's written a book, and we just, this is, a post that we created. So everything, all the design, everything that you see is, we created. So we take each one chapter from the book, and we take the main point of the chapter and put it over there, right? You see, right now the book thing is going on. That's the the big thing right now. But
understood. Yeah.
More importantly, if I come to the messaging bits, right? You'll see, like, it'll be like this, so it'll start with this: dear the person, whoever is that person, dear Anders, right? The world of digital transformation is more dynamic than ever, etc. Blah blah blah. Look forward to connecting. And then this guy connects with you. So in this case, Eric did not want us to do a video. Okay, so while you are there, I'll just show you the Spectralite one also, the one that is closer to your thing, right? Because that's also a good place to actually start looking at this, right? Because this is a German guy, German Swiss, and he is like, and he's, it's better that, because these are all people that who are already there in this connection. So we wanted to make sure that they feel like, so then we connect, I regularly share my point of view. Here is my business. The next one, can you see this next one? In the next one, we share the video. So if you click that YouTube, it will just show the thing like, so this is Eric video. So this video we did. It's a very, very basic video, but that's what he wanted. He didn't want the video to look super marketing, he wanted like very smooth, having spent 30 years in the consulting business, having jumped into lots of digital transformation. So it is like this. How can I make a difference? Okay. I'll share some of these things with you. Okay. But if you look at the other one, the one that I'm trying to, just give me 1 second. I'll just show the Spectralite one. So there it is completely different. Okay, because there it is, don't have this guy's thing. Anyway, I'll see if I can.
I get the picture.
You get the picture.
I get the picture. So don't worry. Yeah.
It'll be very similar to, like how, like, for example, how I reach out. For example, I would have reached out to somebody, right? Each of us have a role to play. So if you look at, how I have reached out, right? So look at this. There is this comment, and then there is this video immediately rendering right below her thing. Okay. So what I found is this is very effective. Here is my website. Here is the, video, and the video beautifully renders. Okay. So this method is so much more better than this method where it is all dull.
Right.
Okay. But Germans, they prefer the dullness to, the video, and it's working out for them. So, I don't want to comment on it.
Right.
So this is the way we do it. And the way we do this is first we target. So this is the target, right? We got 130 people just from Camlin. It will be impossible to find the nutraceutical companies. Okay. Unless, so typically, like, for example, we are also working for one other, a company in the US, which is, doing FDA approvals for all the drugs and cosmetics. Okay. So for them, it's pretty simple. Pharma, medical devices, right? And food and beverages. Okay. These are their three divisions. And then we go there and then we look for regulatory compliance. Okay. It's pretty straightforward. Okay. So, and we are now knocking 2 million people.
Right.
20 of us are taken each country, and we are knocking on the door of each person and going in the country and saying, look, this is what we're going to do. Okay. So that's what we need to develop for you, Prakash. Okay. Now I just want to, don't want to make it so this thing. Let's start with simple things. Okay. First, let's start with marketing. Okay. Which is, again, just to, give you a sense of how we do things, we charge, $100 for marketing every month. Okay. You can, and I'm not saying, this is something that is going to give you some amazing results or something like that. Most of my clients, even after me telling them marketing is that always works for Nike and these people. It doesn't work for normal people, but they always say, no, keep doing it. You need to be there. You need to keep on. You need to be fresh, right? So that's why they do it, and and we just simply do it. Okay. So we need to choose a channel, a main channel where you want to, really go crazy. Okay. As in, like, where is your core audience are going to be? Okay. In my opinion, you should choose LinkedIn, or Twitter. Facebook and Instagram is completely useless, in my opinion, for your work, your kind of job, your kind of, industry, unless you are selling it to some, consumers who want to buy, Vitabiotics, right? So you need to make a decision where you want to, build your credibility. Do you want to build your credibility on LinkedIn or Twitter, right? Or both?
Right. So I think, so I'll tell you where we are active today out of all the social media marketing, where we are active today. So I think LinkedIn is something that we post on a weekly basis.
Oh, very good.
Something I have control. I have a LinkedIn, the company account. I regularly post. In fact, I just posted yesterday. A few people visited our website. Visited our facility, and I posted it. The thing that we are not active is obviously Facebook. We are not active. Twitter. We are not active. Any other social media. We are not being very active in there. But when we launched the Shopify website, I ran a 3 months of marketing program. Like, I bought Google ads, I bought Facebook ads, I got Microsoft ads. I spent a bit of money on it, or like $1,000 just to run ads, because I want to bring my page up, for the initial days. So that was back in April. Those programs have actually ended sometime in June, right? So the results wasn't that great. I literally got, there were like 15, 20 leads, and then only one guy actually purchased the product, right? So I know I'm not doing something good, or something's missing in it. So this is why I'm counting on you guys to show me, maybe the first month, maybe just to do a marketing. What is missing, right? Let's figure out the missing links, or bridge the gap. And then based on what we created in terms of content and all that, and then starting next month, I'm open to upgrade the package to selling. Again, I'm looking for long-term partnership, and is the money. Look, I'm going to be
Prakash, honestly, we are not at all in a hurry. We can do this for 3 months, right? See, so let me also tell you right now itself, nothing, no magic is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen.
Understand.
Marketing, right. What we are trying to do, marketing, right, Prakash, is a relentless perseverance. We keep on doing this for years, okay, and then you become like a like a stable thing, right? Nothing is going to happen in months. I can tell you right now. And there is no magic formula. There is no hole that we need to find and fill. Nothing. Because what we are trying to do is organic stuff, right? Organic is simply posting, finding the right people, and it adds.
One thing, and it's just so one thing, I focused all my energy on SEO. I've been doing SEO, spending like $200, $250 every month, for last 2.5 years now. Okay. Because all the prospects and leads we get today are inbound marketing, because we don't send emails to anybody. People reach out to us. Okay. So that's how it's happened, right? What I'm trying to accomplish of this, with your step up one, is to help your team, also help ourselves, is, I want to do outbound marketing, right? Kind of reaching out, more like a SDR type of thing, like, reaching out to contact, sending them an email. That's something we have not done yet so far as a company, right? We have not done that yet. So maybe as part of the social media selling, like you mentioned about, we send out emails to people. I think that's something we don't We never done it, but I want to do it because the current company I work with, I have a SDR team all over the world. I have people in Europe. I have people in South America. I have people in India. I go through the standard process of prospecting, creating leads, qualifying them, move them to opportunity, and then making them as a customer. So I know the whole process work. That's something I want to do through you guys for Seagrass Technology. And that is the purpose of this, trying to engage with you guys.
Absolutely. No. I'm very clear. I'm very clear about that. In fact, we are the absolute opposite. Okay. We don't spend a penny on SEO. Okay.
Right.
But we still get all the inbound marketing because we believe that SEO, when it is achieved naturally. Okay. So just to show you right now, if you go and search reskilling refugees, okay, we'll be the first hit in Google. We haven't paid any money. We haven't done any Google keywords, nothing. Right? I mean, it is better than some of the major government-funded, things. Like, because reskilling refugees is not like a common thing. It's like, sorry, it's not a very common.
Honestly, it was new thing for me. I've heard about reskill, but the word refugee is a major. In fact, that was one of the key reason I reached out to you guys, because that word kind of gave me, okay, so I need help. Why don't I give this project for these guys
so absolutely. What I'm saying is I'm just trying to not prove something like, see, we believe in a natural organic progress. Okay. That is for marketing. Okay. All our marketing is natural. What do we do naturally? Relentlessly posting. One post, 2 posts a week, 3 posts a week, just post all relevant stuff, keep relevant, hashtags, don't pay any, we haven't paid a single dime to anybody. Okay? But just keep your, this thing, number one. Okay. So everywhere. So if you put reskilling, you should see, the first hit is us, the third LinkedIn is us, fourth is us. All these videos are our videos, all of these videos. Right? This is our Twitter, right? I mean, like literally, there's nothing else. We just whitewashed the Google first page, right?
Okay.
And that's exactly what we want to do for maybe marine algae as well. But it has to happen. Anything that you pay to keep the first position, you will lose over a period of time. I think that is what is my I think if you stop doing that, I don't know. I'm not an expert in this, so I don't know. Maybe I'll take back that word. But the second thing, what you're saying is we'll start that slowly, which is social media selling, which is the most powerful weapon that we have.
Okay.
And marketing, there's no magic. It's just relentless marketing. Just the only thing in marketing is, consistency. You have a post out every week minimum.
Right. So Anis, do me a favor. So I'll please have your team, take a look what we have, look at our LinkedIn page, look at our website. I'll share some of the SEO results that we have that, like I said, I've been doing it for the last 2.5 years. I think we are doing pretty decent. In my opinion, it is one of the key reasons why that we are getting a lot of leads through inbound marketing without reaching out to somebody, right? So maybe you can tell me where, what needs to be done as a step 2, what, in terms of, to enable you guys to do social selling. You can tell me, if are we ready there to begin the social selling, or we need to do a bit more of work upfront before we begin the selling? Just give me maybe we can connect after a week and see what do you guys think, and then we can decide on it.
Absolutely. Okay? No, let's do that. Let's go slowly. We don't need to start running very fast.
Right.
So we will do that, Prakash. Just in terms of one important thing, do you have any videos to introduce your products to potential buyers?
Yeah, so click on the Seagrass tab. You are on the Shopify website. Those are all the products we sell online. But if you scroll down all the way, there's a Seagrass website. Have you seen that website yet?
Yeah, I have seen it. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did say that. Yeah. Yeah. Click on that. Yeah. So click on the company overview. We created a video so that talks about the sea carotene product, and the video we created the video ourselves. So so just take a look.
Okay. Yeah. I think, look, see, see, the thing is, this is also something that we try to do, for you, Prakash. But it's okay. I think, this is not a decent video, but very similar to, looks like it's been created with a similar software that we use, it's Lumen 5. So it looks to me like, it's been created with Lumen 5,
right. I don't know. I mean, my team has created, I don't know what software we used.
Yeah, so but the software doesn't matter. I think, what matters is, the content. In my view, the content is not great. It's not good at all. See, one of the common mistakes that we did with this kind of software is we were trying to do it for, basic people, like basic people who understand stuff. Then we realized, the people that we are selling it to are head of sustainability in IKEA. Right? Now, if you are trying to sell it to the head of sustainability of IKEA, you don't want to give bullshit about Paris Agreement and 2.5 degrees. He's actually a keynote speaker in the Paris Agreement. So you don't want to give him, bullshit, right? So you go, you go like, deep. Okay, you go like really sharp and deep. So I think, video is going to be really important to tell the story to your buyer, because you have to respect your buyer's intellect.
Right.
Okay. And you need to basically,
Yeah, I think we need to have a multiple videos based on the person reaching out to you, or I think, that's something we do here. I mean, other companies, but I don't know what you guys been from your experience. Do you have multiple videos created for different type of audience, or?
Absolutely. The funding video is different. The the common video is different. The basic reach out video is different. It's completely different. All have different videos. But what I'm saying is, you have to respect the knowledge of your. So, for example, you remember this one, right? We were sending it to all these people, right? Over those people. So the Suresh guy and his Bhagwan.
Dr. Bhagwan.
Yeah. You have to really respect their roles and their things. You don't want to send a silly introductory video about marine algae to those guys, right? You have to be careful. So you have to literally wear their hat and say, what if that guy receives the video? Would he, will he think of you as a, number one. Number two, we also have to dress up the person who's, sending the video. For example, you can't obviously, send these things. So, you are out of the picture. I think, if you're still working for another company, you can't represent, Seagrass, I guess.
Right. So I can give you access to the Seagrass technology handle in LinkedIn, so you can do that from there. So
no. So marketing we can do from there. Okay.
Right.
Selling, we need a human.
Okay. So so I'll connect some of my team members for that.
And ideally it has to be the senior most person.
Right.
Because so if you look at this, your thing, right? And just look at one of the guys we put some makeup on, just so that you're not alone. Like every client that we have, these are really senior people and senior things, but they have never really cared about their social media. Okay. So for example, we work for Mike Saxton, right? And if you look at his profile, just immediately you see the profile that you and him, right? It just like, and not because of anything, but we have to make you like this, you know. So hashtag, you will have your own hashtag. Our signature move is always white, nothing in the background.
Okay.
With a little bit of a, you know, logo somewhere here, right? This is how we do it. And then we always change your title to something, you know, reimagining wellness and sustainability. We'll never call you chief executive of something. Nobody cares.
Okay. Right.
What do you really do, right? And then, you know, we rewrite the about section. We made sure your featured is like, you know, solid, and, you know, it's full of color. You have a significant activity. Just look at this, you know, his activity is like, you know, and it's all like, it's immediately respect. You know, when Bhagwan sees this, or any VP, any chief executive of any big company sees it, he knows that some respectable guy is reaching out. He doesn't think of it some, you know, because that's what they'll do. You know, the first thing they will know, before they read your message, they want to know who you are.
Right. I understand.
So, you know, Dr. Swami needs to be, you know, completely made up, or somebody.
Yeah, I think, you know, Anis, I think you brought up a great point. I think the right person for this is Dr. Swami, because he's been in this space for almost 20 years. And he has a lot of respect in the industry. So, you know, so yeah, I think maybe for the purpose of this particular activity, I think maybe having him as part of this. And the only thing is, Anis, just to give you a heads up, he's based in Australia, okay, not in India. So you can tell me whether you want to deal with someone in Australia or you want to deal with someone in India. Based on that, I can pick the right guys for this.
Honestly, who cares, you know, where that person is? You know, that person can be here. So Mike is in Australia, right?
Okay.
We don't care where he is, you know. In fact, we don't want to know. What we need is his credibility. If his credibility is not good, our results are not good.
Understand what you're saying.
You know, because we are going to connect with chief executives of listed companies and vice presidents of listed companies. And if you look like a flunky, they're not connecting back to you.
Right.
You really need to look, your digital identity has to match your physical experience.
Right.
Which is normally not the case. You know, big chief executives don't take care of their social, you know, and it is changing rapidly. You know, this last 2 years have made a huge change. So when we say that, you know, we will work for you, okay. So for example, you know, if we work for, let's say, your company, okay, like, you know, the social media marketing, we'll work for LinkedIn, okay, just to start with, because it's important to work where your audience are going to be, Prakash. Okay, you don't want to be putting Facebook ads and this thing, you know. I mean, I'm really will be surprised if Bhagwan or Suresh is going on Facebook, especially looking for marine algae, you know, stuff. So mostly not. Yeah, I would stick to LinkedIn and make LinkedIn as the biggest thing, number one, because that's where you're anyway going to do social selling also. So LinkedIn will be your number one thing. If you see some success and if you see, you know, things are going in the right direction, we will include Twitter. Okay, at maybe 3 months down the line or 6 months down the line, we can include Twitter also into the package. Okay, but right now, my advice is, you know, simply start with LinkedIn, you know, see how it is going. Then start LinkedIn sales as in, you know, a sales navigator and, you know, selling. And then, you know, we'll take it from there, and then we will see. You know, we always start with just one person, and then, you know, if the one person starts to deliver, you know, success, then it just multiplies into 5 and 10 and 20, and it just goes, you know, really good. But that basically is very simple. In marketing, you are never able to figure out what the hell is happening. In the sense, you know, like, am I getting this leads because of my SEO, or, you know, you really, it's very difficult. Okay, usually, but in selling, it's obvious. Did you connect with that guy? Did you have that conversation? Did he set up a meeting? It's like really, really obvious. So you will know success very, very clearly. Okay.
Right, I agree.
But we can start with that, you know, a little later. So, you know, we'll start with this thing. We'll start, you know, preparing. You know, we usually make all our posting using a software called Canva. I'm sure you probably know that. You know, this is the software. we use to create all the posts. So you
Yeah,
can.
I've heard about that. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is like the world's #1 for doing, posting stuff, right? So,
Okay.
so for example, if you look at this, right, this is one of our clients, post. So, they're Leaf, and they're, a blockchain company trying to, have a digital wallet. So, so this is the post, and this is the, what do you say? The words that will go along with it, right?
The hashtag.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is the
Got it.
post and this is the word. So post. So if you look at it, the theme, everything is fully set, right? There is a sense of, credibility. Everything is always green, right? It's always, clean, and it's the same similar kind of a thing. You might think it's boring, but this is what standard companies, large companies do to manage their brand, also clearly, right?
Okay.
So we can do that, and obviously we'll have a brand name, and if you see their brand, hashtag, this one Leaf is there, and you will have access to it. You can also correct it. It's not like, we nothing that we do is, we don't keep everything with us. Everything is shared with you. If you don't like something, just go and change it yourself, right? Put the logo somewhere else. We don't care. And then we keep on improving on that, right? So this is how, so for example, you remember I showed you that book posting, right?
Right, you did.
So all the book posting is here, everything. So first page, second page, third page, fourth page. So this keeps on going every day.
Oh, okay.
You got it?
So you guys post, you guys post a picture. I mean, this one every week. Keep his thing active.
Yeah, just see, original post 1 a week is. I mean, look, we don't care if you give us 2 a week, we'll post it. Okay. Normally, clients don't do even 1, but because we keep putting pressure, they at least do 1. Okay. Then we put extra, 2 to fill the gap, right? So that
Understood.
What will be useful is your hashtag. So send us all your hashtags, because we also want you to be like, if anybody in the world search for that hashtag, you should be like, #1.
Understood. So what? Yeah, I'll share the hashtag. I'll also share all the keywords that we've been using for the SEO optimization, and so yeah. I mean, we can talk. A few days after that, and just I wanna make sure that you guys understand what our capabilities are, and because to do things better, you need to understand your weakness, right? What are the gaps, right? Only then you will get better. So yeah, I'm more than happy to. I'll be active on WhatsApp. If there's any questions from your team, feel free to let me know, and we'll work with you.
We are not some kind of we just roll, every day, just little bit and little bit, we just keep rolling. So my first thing is, share your you don't even need to share your LinkedIn credentials, because we are not yet doing selling. All you need to do is go to your company page, go to admin tool, and then just create admin, and then just put Keisha and Rafael as content admin. So if you go to my page, you can. I am the super admin, but all of my team members are content admin.
Okay, show me one more time. Show me that. Where do I do that? In the LinkedIn page. So you're saying in the Seagrass Technology page, you're asking me to go to the.
Correct. So go to Seagrass Technology LinkedIn page.
Okay.
Right. You have something called admin tools here.
Admin tools. Got it.
And then manage admins.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then add admin. Let's say I want to add you as admin, Prakash. Whatever. So somebody, right? So just choose the person, and then he will be added. So this level of access is good enough for us. But
content admin.
And see, yeah. Ideally,
so sounds good.
Ideally, we should also start with Swami's LinkedIn. See what is important, right, Prakash? What is Swami's full name?
Dr. Swami Nathan. So he must be on my. You can, if you go to our Seagrass website page, you will see its link there. Go to the Seagrass technology LinkedIn page, please.
Oh yeah, the 5 employees, correct. Okay.
Yes, yeah, you will see there.
Seagrass. Okay. Yeah, Dr. Swaminathan. I see.
Yep, that's the one.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, no, that's okay. I think, we can work with this guy. Obviously, he needs to go through a complete, transformation. But yeah, he's good. We can work with him. See, what I'm saying is, we need to also start, making. See, if this is the person who's going to be the until maybe you come on board, if he's going to be the torch bearer of Seagrass, his thing also we need to start sometime. His activities also, right? Because while your company page might look nice, even he also need to look nice. We need to but we'll do it slowly. We'll do it slowly. I'm not in a hurry to do all these things, but we'll do it slowly. Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
So he is in India, is it? Like
No. So this visit just happened 2 days ago. So there are people came from Gujarat to visit our facility. So I told you, right, Anis, we are the first one in Southeast Asia to do this algae. So people are surprised. So the government agencies are visiting our facility.
Just from my in fact, this is our, looking at your factory gives me a little bit of deja vu, because when we take them to our like head office in Bangalore, we have a very cool setup, lab, phenomenal product lineup, looks really like a class act. Okay, Silicon Valley startup thing. Then we take them to the factory, which looks something like this.
Right.
Then suddenly they get really shocked. They say, where is your quality control area? Where is your it becomes I said, look, all that will come after we get to $100 million. Right now, check if our product works. Our product is, so it is already fully certified by all the European and US thing. So make sure that do all the right things. Don't try to pinpoint this is not here, that is. All that will come with money. Everything will come.
That is correct.
Right now, all our money is put into R&D and product.
Right.
So look at our product. Okay, so let's start with your page, Prakash. Okay, but I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just simply saying, we need to start with your company page, LinkedIn company page. Let it work magic. Okay. Then we will move to Swami's page and make him, Swami has to look credible, and you need to literally send him to a nice studio in Australia and take a picture like this. Literally, I'm not even joking. This is, I made Mike Saxton do this. Previously, when his thing, he looked like a piece of shit, actually, like a typical Australian. Look at this picture. This picture doesn't happen by taking a selfie, right?
Right, that's true.
Yeah. So I made him, go to a proper place and take a proper picture. I think
we have. Yeah, we have a picture. I think the picture is not because I haven't added you. Once you add you, I think I have a decent picture. Sami has a decent picture, not great, but we both have pictures.
I have already seen your picture. No, that's not an issue. But I'm just telling you, like all these little things, matter. That's all. That's what I'm saying. Right. Anyway, let's get started, Prakash. I think I'm really excited with your project. I think it's a very worthy project to help and to move forward with. Okay, So, we can definitely. So, Prakash, just a quick thing, you are openly telling, that you're working for this company. Is this not a problem for you?
Oh, no. So I am a director. So I don't want to say I am the CEO or managing director, but I am one of the board of directors for the company. If you look at our LinkedIn profile, I said I'm a founding director and board of founding investor, and which is true, founding investor. Also, I'm a board of director, right? So that's why I took out the title name, just saying director and co-founder. But if you scroll down further, my other team members have a specific role. I have a CFO, I have a COO, CSO. Something I don't have a role because that's because I'm not taking a penny from Seagrass right now, because the last 4 or 5 years I'm helping the team, helping them on the marketing side. So I only get involved on sales, talking to them. So I can't add any technical value because I don't know. I am not the algae guy. So I talk about, if any talking to VCs, talk about financials, talking about roadmaps, I talk to them. I'm very, very familiar with that, what's happening in the industry. So that's the reason I primarily have taken my role out of it. I don't say CEO, I don't say managing director, but then when I reach out to people from my Seagrass account, of course, I will say CEO. So that's the difference in my profile as opposed to in the LinkedIn.
You should be able to, if you can leverage your profile, it will have much better, returns, but you'll do it all that slowly, no need to rush all those things down.
Yeah. So I work for a startup. I'm a vice president. I have over 120 people work for me. So nobody wants to be, a company CEO and then another, because I'm being in the executive position. It's very difficult for people
I know exactly. I'm in a very similar boat. So, I completely agree. So, we totally understand. So let's use Swami as a front man for doing everything that we want to do. Yeah.
Sounds good, Anish. All right.
Okay. I think it's been a really long thing. Let me just check, whether they're all there. I'm really sorry that, hey, Kisha, I'm really sorry that it's a bit long discussion, but I think it's quite an exciting discussion in the first meeting. So I didn't want to, cut it off. I hope, so Kisha, you are, you get the point, right? I think, it's not very different to Spectralite, or it's not very different to Fryer. It's very similar kind of a story, from a startup and the stage where they are.
Sure. It has been so exciting. So I loved the project myself. And I've been able to learn. I've not done biology, but I've learned a lot in that field.
Yeah, it's huge learning for me. Also, it's huge learning because this is not my field of area. So it's quite a good learning for me also. So Prakash, I think this is good. We spent nearly 2 hours, so this is good. A good start. I think. We will start with marketing. We will start with LinkedIn, and we will see how that goes. And then, but I want to be really honest and direct with you. Marketing is a slow burn. Is nothing happens in market. I'm just, including my own StepUp.one marketing. Nothing happens, but we still do it, right? But our selling is like solid. You wouldn't believe that. I thought this whole funding thing will not, see, it's one thing to prepare a lovely video and attract a client, but it is completely another ball game to, create a video and
get money,
get a vice,
get a rice money. Yeah, it's a different.
Chief executives of, large, VC firms, right? We are making a killing. I'll show you so we have a dashboard for every client. We measure everything. Like, we've sent out 1,000 connections, 400 got connected, 30 is engaging with us. Okay, so we measure everything every day. Okay, so it's awesome. It's a very precise mechanism. We know whether a country is working or not. We know whether an industry is working or not, right? And then we don't bloody go and keep on wasting our time. Quickly figure it out and then move on.
Great. Anis, that's great. So I do have to go, but one thing I'm looking forward to, syncing up again after your team analyze the data they have, and I follow up on my action items. I'm also interested to learn more about your SpectraLite. I know you mentioned you're raising money, so if you have a pitch deck, please send it to me as well. I'm interested in looking into it.
Absolutely. So in fact, I'm in charge of doing that. So, I prepared the entire pitch deck. I have a substantial stake in the company. Plus, I'm responsible for the race. It's just like we all have different roles, right? Maybe
Right.
Dr. Swami is not the right guy to pitch. Right, and it's the same way. We just taken different roles, and we play
Right.
those roles actually, right?
Exactly.
More than happy to
Exactly.
share the pitch deck, just for your own reference, right? And the way I do things is I simply find the best thing available. Like, for example, there was a company which was bought for $2 billion by a SPAC just like a couple of months ago. So I was able to get hold of their pitch deck, right? How did they pitch to the guys who bought them for $2 billion, and they have not even made revenue?
It's all about SPAC story, right? So blank check companies, they're making the killing.
Exactly, right? SPAC, the thing. So $2 billion on a company that has not made revenue. They are calculating their valuation based on 2026 earnings, 2026. Wow. Right? And then I figured out they spent at least $1 million in that pitch deck, at least $1 million.
Really? Holy moly. Okay. Wow.
Super comprehensive, right? So I just simply completely replicated my story on the pitch deck. Just
okay.
Which is one of the reasons why wherever I knock, the doors are like flung open, basically. So this is the beauty of two things, right? Do you have the gravitas to do the knocking? When people look at your LinkedIn, do you have the gravitas to stand the thing? Second, does your message carry the same gravitas?
Right.
So if you look at our pitch message, our pitch deck, you will be really shocked. It doesn't look like a $2 million company. It looks like a $2 billion company, right? Because of the quality.
Although you haven't made any money yet, but it's Anis, I'm not surprised. I'm in Silicon Valley. I've personally invested in some of the SPAC companies. They are, oh my God, there are hundreds of companies, haven't made a single dollar. They have a lab thing. They haven't even proven taking it to outdoor setup, and they are raising $20, $15, $20 billion. I mean, it's just a great time to raise money.
Absolutely. All right,
so
I think it's really gone too wild. It's 8 here and 10 in Kenya, so we should let the guys go to sleep.